Hey, babe, now can you look at YouTube and see if it's working?
Just our page?
Yeah, so it's just a test to see how the StreamYard works. I'm trying to figure it all out.
It says test. Do I click on it?
Yeah. I'm not really sure.
We're on the TV.
Oh. It looks actually pretty clear. The audio sound good to you?
It looks actually pretty clear.
Yeah.
This is only a test for StreamYard. Hey, Willow Way Ranch, we are not going live. Oh, well, we are live, but it's just a test for StreamYard. Hey, Lacey Family Farms, how are you doing? And Skinner Farms, there's a bunch of people popping in. We can stand here for a minute. I was just really trying out the StreamYard. I haven't ever used it before, and I didn't know how well it would work. Gathered Together Homestead is in here. I really appreciate it, Mr. Steven, Mr. Boots and Bounties, just testing StreamYard. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday. We just got back from a graduation. Our nephew graduated from high school today. So I was testing StreamYard out. Yeah. You're using the free version. Yeah, Lacey Family Farms, I am using the free version of the StreamYard. I was just trying it out. I was been watching a ton of lives, and they were just kind of everybody was trying to show me different things to do, and I'm not really quite sure how it all works. I was actually kind of surprised I got it to pop up as a live. Gathering Together Homestead. What is I can't remember. Is it Amanda? I want to say. I watched your last video where you were letting your friend feed your animals and take care of all of your stuff. That was a pretty funny video. I really got a kick out of it. I was actually over on Kettle Kitchens live, and while I was testing this, Jessica. My bad. I'm sorry for messing that up, Jessica. I remember Glenn. I just couldn't remember the Jessica because there's so many people on here. So now that I got this part figured out, now I just have to. Wendy? What? What's going on here? Am I going crazy? Who's Wendy is Willoway, right? You guys are gonna get me all confused.
You need to write them down.
Oh, I know I need to write them down. My wife's yelling at me. Lady and S family, how are you doing? Josh, are you taking sides with Nina again? Well, that's really now I just have to figure out how I can pull someone up because I kind of would like to figure that out because Lacey Family Farms is in here, and I watch a lot of Lacey Family Farms on YouTube. If you guys haven't seen his channel, you might check it out. He's very informative channel. I really like him. Sorry, I was looking at the chat. I don't have any glasses on. Yeah, honest to God, I really wasn't planning on doing a live. I just accidentally clicked on the button. I wanted to see how it all worked. But once I figure out where I can pull people up on here so I can share it, that would be pretty neat. I don't know how I'm going to figure. That's what I was trying to figure out right now. Josh, do you know how to pull people up on the panel? I need to email Josh my phone number, and I can just call him, or somebody that has more know-how than I do. You can email me, and I'll email you my phone number. Copy a link and post it, like at the top, like the StreamYard where it has like the URL page. No clue. Steven would be the best one for that. Well, I think Steven is over moderating another channel right now, actually. After you copy a link, after copying the link, post it in the comment section. Down at the bottom is a share button. Oh. It's just a share screen button, though. So you hit share screen, slides, extra camera is new, video file. Multitasking. So how do I pull someone, Steven, how do I pull someone up on the panel?
Are you doing that from the camera of the computer?
Yeah. Or Willoway Ranch. I was reading Willoway, Wendy's comments. I see the invite. Oh, copy to clipboard. Oh. So like that, I just shared it just now. Someone want to click on it so I can see if it works? And then does it automatically pull them into there? I do. Well, there is a help desk. It's Mr. Boots and Bounty. That's who I've been watching. He's the one that kind of talked me into all of this. I'm on the road. Oh, there's Wendy. There's Mr. Boots and Bounty. Kind of awesome. Hey, now I figured it out.
Pretty easy that way.
Yeah. But can you hear my speaker volume? Do I just turn my deal down on my computer?
No. Only thing you got to do is make sure that if you have a YouTube tab on, that you mute it or you close that YouTube tab out. You'll get that feedback or that echo.
Oh, I don't
usually run it.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, if you're doing StreamYard, you don't need to really have YouTube open. We usually do it on the phone on the side and put it on the desk and just kind of watch the comments and stuff because it's a little easier to keep up with on your phone because there is a second or two delay between the StreamYard chat and the YouTube because that's what I was telling you the other night that the chat goes from YouTube to StreamYard, but your video goes from you to StreamYard to YouTube.
Oh, sweet.
Everything I learned from Steven. So
Well, he gave me a lot of good information. I loved watching Mr. Boots and Bounty, which I learned your channel from Josh from Skinner Farms.
He's good for something.
I really appreciate it. I've been binge watching a lot of his videos today. Well, while I was sitting at the gymnasium watching the graduation. So, yeah. Well, it was more like this.
Right.
Simply Jan, how are you doing?
That's easy. That's all the way you do it. You can have your guest stuff. You can post a link, or you can have people come in. It really depends on how you want to do it. You can do it either way or both.
So can I send a link to somebody to come to it?
Yeah. When you're scheduling it, like I was showing before, when you schedule on StreamYard, when you're scheduling it, you'll hit schedule later, and then you can click for guest or invite. Like once you get it scheduled and it's sitting up there on StreamYard, it'll say Enter Studio, and then there's 3 dots out the side beside the Enter Studio. You can click that, and one of those buttons is invite guest. You click that, and then it basically just copies the link. Either way, just copy the link. You can send that same link in email. You can send it in text message. You can send it on Instagram. Anywhere you can post a link, you can send that link.
Okay. I'll give that a shot.
That way, if you want to pre-schedule your guest, you do it that way.
Yep.
Yeah. I just really wanted to try out the StreamYard because I had no idea how it worked. I really wasn't intending on going live, and I accidentally hit the button. I was like, oh, well, I guess I am here now.
Right. Well, hey, you're out there. You might as well do it. Get some watch time while you're at it.
Right.
if you get a chance, make sure to watch almost all of Steven's help desk videos, because
I've been going back
they
and watching a
teach
few
you
of them.
so much. I use all the programs that he does just because if I need help, I know I can go and ask him. I use Canva, I use Filmora, I use StreamYard just because Steven does.
Yeah, well, I've been using Filmoria for a long time to edit all my videos. Well, I say a long time. I haven't even quite been on YouTube for a year yet. So,
Filmora is the way to go.
Yeah.
You can have so many uses, and you can pay for it once and have it forever.
Yep.
That's a gimme, because you can do. Your kids can use it for school. You can use it for so many things. It's not just like a one and done thing.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's who I was actually watching. They're live while I was logging in, trying to get all of this working.
So I'm doing that and over here at the same time. So
yeah. I'm actually going to go ahead and hop off of here. Someone wants to pop a link to that live on there. I don't know how to, if you can. Wendy, since you're a moderator, can you do it?
I'm not moderator.
What live is it, Steven? Who is it?
Tony's live. He's wanting to post a link to Tony's Kettle Kitchen's live.
Okay.
Kettle Kitchen.
Give me a second.
I'm not a mod on this channel.
Well, are you in the comments? I'll make you one because you're awesome. I
commented above, but I should be there in the chat.
But
but I have to go to YouTube to do it. It won't let me do it from here. It is
you have to be in YouTube, or call me and I'll show you how to do it. Because Tony Kettle Kitchen was trying to set up his mods ahead of time, offline, not in chat, and it was being a headache. But I found a way to sidestep a lot of that. So, one time you're doing one on YouTube, if you want to, just make whoever you want to be mods, or if you want to pull it up on your phone on the side, and you can do it that way. That's the way I generally do it. I'll run my phone on the side to help watch the chat. Because if you need to grab something or your mods don't catch it, you can pull that that bad chat out or whatever, on the off chance. Casey tells me to leave it alone because you got mods, but at the same time, I don't want something vulgar or something like that being on the screen any longer than it has to be in our chat.
Right. I put my email in there, so
Okay.
because I don't have your phone number or anything. So if you, I mean, I can. I don't mind you having my phone number or anything. Actually, would be kind of because I don't. I've always wondered if I had my YouTube set up correctly. I don't know if I do or don't. I think. I
Okay,
do.
well, if you want to, what I've done with some people, some other mods too, but we can go through and do like a Google Meet. If you want to do that way, and then you can just share screen, and we can kind of look at it, go through it, and do that sort of thing. It's because you don't want to be showing everything that you're behind the scenes to everybody. Not to say you have anything to hide, but some of that stuff, and I want to make sure you don't click on the wrong things. Because if you were to do that, something like that on a help desk, I don't want to show your personal information, your personal address, anything like that,
Right.
that on a live, and that could be done on the side. And then if you do it by accident, worst case, it's me, and you can leave money with me, and you ain't got to worry about it because that's just what I'm about. I'm not going to do that to somebody else. I mean, I've had Wendy reach out to me on Facebook Messenger. Josh Skinner Farms has my number. Brenda's contacted me. We've done stuff on the video chats, and Tony Kettle Kitchen, and Jesse at Lazy Days. I mean, you just whatever it is to help everybody else. Because if your channel's set up right and you're doing, all of that stuff right, you're going to grow. But I want to help you grow because that's the whole point. I mean, if you help somebody else grow, they can help you grow, and it's give and take. It's not a one-way street.
Right. Well, I mean, I really appreciate the help that I've got so far. It's just, especially just going to a lot of these, like Jesse and all of those. I mean, everybody's super friendly and they're so willing to help. It's really nice. It's been hard trying to get to that point to find somebody. So.
And that can be because it does get difficult and not so much in our circles, but when we first got started, we had got a couple of circles and it was one-way street. It was them, they were bigger champions. I don't know. It wasn't, we hit a plateau. I mean, we jumped a bit and then we got stuck. And then we couldn't figure out why we got stuck until we realized it was the circle we were in. We were in a very tiny circle and because we were kind of in the Arkansas, Missouri, West Tennessee, Louisiana, that little circle area, but it wasn't very big. So when we started, widening our net and reaching out to people and, Missouri, Oklahoma, like Brenda's out there, and then you got Jesse and you got Wendy. I mean, you got all kinds of people that are, Missouri, Kentucky, widening your range and don't just say just homesteading, not just canners. You can't limit yourself because if you limit yourself, you limit your growth.
Right. That's for sure.
That's a huge piece of advice for anybody that's starting a channel small. Because my channel, even though we've got 2,000 boots found, but I'm doing it again and coming back up with this to keep my stuff separate from boots found, just because they're two different things.
Right. Well,
but I screenshotted your email. I'll send you an email for mine, and then we can get together. I can send you my number or whatever. I'm fine with that for the ones that I'm pretty sure are not weirdo.
My wife laughed over there.
Well, you've got to watch it. I mean, there are those people, but some people I'm friends with on Facebook, and they can call me on Messenger. There's really no reason for them to have my number. I mean, Wendy's has called me on Messenger, wrote me on Messenger, and called me.
Yep.
But you got video. Then I've got people that write me or call me on Instagram. So I mean, it's whatever works. But some people don't do those things, and sometimes it's just easier to text. I mean, it's whatever works. I try to work their way on any platform.
Well, I don't really mess with. We have a farm YouTube. Oh, it's our farm page. We do have one, but I don't keep up with it as well as I should. Especially with my work schedule, I just don't have a whole lot of time. I need to write you would think is what I do with technology that I could get this all pretty easy. but
It's fun.
not the case. So
It's a lot when you try to balance stuff out.
Yeah, it is.
yeah.
I was
Steven,
actually going to message you earlier today, Stephen, but I laid down and took a nap instead. So I'll message
Well,
you.
we've been out working on a golf cart, so I might have not, might have answered you, but I might not have answered you. So it really would have mattered because we were out in the garage working on a lift kit on the golf cart.
It was just about the blue dots that come up on YouTube to everybody you're subscribed to. There's a little blue dot on some of them, and some of them don't have a blue dot. So does the blue dot mean that they've got
New
new
video.
content out, or what does
Yeah.
the blue dot mean?
Yeah, that's something's new. They put out something new, some new deal. YouTube does that, so does Instagram. Like it's the same kind of thing. When somebody puts out a new post, Instagram, it'll light them up or something like that, so let you know. But on YouTube, they'll put like a blue dot out there, and that's just something new has come out, and they're just trying to draw your attention at that point.
Okay.
and it'll be red if someone's live. There'll be a
Yeah.
red dot.
Yeah, red dot or red box if they're live.
Yeah.
Or red dot for just normal content.
But I wasn't sure what the blue dot meant. So that's all it was.
It means they may be weird. I don't know. No, it's just new content, and that's something YouTube started doing to try to make it easier on everybody to know when somebody has something new, and it kind of draws you in, so you're not going up, but nothing new now. Which, I mean, if you're checking your subscription tab, which is what I do, I'll hit my subscription button, and then I'll hit unwatched, and then I'll just scroll. And stuff catches your eye because we try to subscribe to people. We all do. I mean, you can't subscribe to 4,000 people and think you're going to watch. We're not subscribed to 4,000 people. I don't mean it like that, but you can only watch so many in the spare time you have being a content creator. It's different when you're a watcher.
Right.
Yeah.
You can watch people all day long. You may watch 10 channels a day. But if you're a content creator, you may only have a couple of hours of free time a day when you're not editing, you're not doing family time, you're not holding down a job, you're not running a farm, you're not picking the garden. You're not doing stuff. I mean, you can't do that, and people shouldn't expect you to do stuff. But in the same time, I think that's when being friends with other content creators, because they're kind of in the same boat as you, so they kind of understand the time constraints, restrictions, what else necessary. That really helps out.
Well, see, and I've wondered how people try to keep up because I'll get to work and nowadays I have a pretty nice job where I can go and I write programs and stuff like that, and I can just prop my phone up and I watch a lot of Gather Together on Monday mornings. They'll pop up and I'll just sit and watch a lot of their lives or new videos or a lot of Wendy's videos. And I try to keep up, but man, it's tough. And then I have 3 kids that are teenage age, we're always going to rodeos or going to basketball, baseball games. This is like, man, I don't see how people do it.
Yeah. And that's the way we are. We got baseball. We've got FFA. We've got 15 and 9-year-olds still in the home. And then, of course, Casey and I both hold down full-time jobs. And then plus the garden, plus, we go line dance some on the weekends. Not this weekend, but, there's a lot of times we'll go out and we'll go live and people like to watch that. That's a lot of, there's some people that they only watch just to line dance. They don't watch the rest of our content. That's what they want to see is the line dance, which is fine. I mean, it's another niche that you can reach out to that people enjoy that. I mean, people don't have places to line dance. Some people, just want to hear the music. They just want to have a good time. They'll put us on while they're, just sitting around the house. They just listen to more to the music than they are watching, that video. But that's why I say don't limit yourself to one thing. If you're running a farm, don't just keep it to livestock or something like that. There's other things you do around the house that people just like to watch. Normal, everyday stuff. I mean, you could video yourself on a drive and mute it and then put music over it, as long as you're not filming yourself directly and interacting with the camera while you're driving, because people flag you and turn you to YouTube, and then that video can get taken down.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to be videoing or running a live while you're actively the driver. Now, if you have a passenger holding it for you, it's different.
Backlash videotapes a lot of his drives.
But a lot of his are on a dock out, but it's not towards him where he's interacting. He's coming up, hitting the buttons and interacting directly with the phone. That's where the problem comes in.
It's just Eddie.
So do you do StreamYard on your phone too, or do you just do it on your PC?
Both. You can do both. The thing with StreamYard, I hit on briefly the other night, was if you schedule a live on your computer, you can only activate it on your computer.
Yeah, I caught that part.
And if you schedule live on your phone and you do it, then you can only activate it on your phone. Now, StreamYard, if you was to set it on your phone, you can activate it from a phone or a computer. Same thing if you do it on a computer. It goes both ways because it acts as a third-party streaming app either way, because it's sending the signal to YouTube for you. So either way, you're good, because you can start it right here on a computer, and then you can log in on your phone, log into StreamYard, pull it up, and then make yourself a guest, whatever, on the bottom. Then you can sign off of here and keep on going because you're the account holder.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm not going to try that today. I just wanted to get this part working. So, I really do appreciate the help. I can't say that enough. I mean, everybody's been super supportive and helpful. Especially from this group of people that I found.
And they really, really are. I mean, you would be surprised. The group that we're in now, that's why I'm saying once we widened our net, and we ran into some really great people, and all the ones that you've seen, Wendy and Jesse and Brenda, Redbird Farms, Lazy Days Ahead, Kettle Kitchen, Mennonite Farmhouse. I mean, and those are all different areas, all different states, and all great people and great channels. I say watch who you get in with and follow as far as who you attach yourself to, because you can hinder your channel growth if you don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get you.
Because they're going to tie you to that one thing or that one person, and then you're stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Casey messaged
Redbird
me.
Farms is in here. Hello, Brenda.
Warned me about a channel to kind of stay away from. So
yeah, there's something to watch, and it's a little different for the solo female content creators than it is with a family or like ours. But I mean, I'm still even cautious too when it's just Casey and I, because sometimes she shoots some of the videos, and she's the one that does the videos, but had some very not nice things in the live that when I wasn't there, and they thought they could talk whatever they wanted to because it was two ladies, Casey and Emma, my daughter, and that's not cool. But they don't do that when I'm there, because I'll shut it down. But we do try to warn some people about certain ones, especially if they're lone female creators.
Yeah.
hey, Brenda.
Well, and I'll watch people before I really start. Like there's some people I talked about them the other day in my live that I've watched, is like Keeping It Dutch and Arms Fender Homestead. I've watched those guys for a very long time, and they're massive channels. If you guys don't know, they're massive channels. And
yeah, I know Keeping It Dutch.
Yeah, and we helped up there at his YouTube X or Okie Homestead Expo. We actually helped them there, so that's how we grew a lot.
Yeah.
We grew a lot on that in that couple videos that we posted there.
It says Hat Wheel truck. It says Hat.
There's a lot of people that you wouldn't necessarily.
Hat Wheel
If I don't watch you and if I watch you and I'm not a big fan of how you talk to people or something, that's where I would kind of be like, especially
And some people are different.
Yeah. Well, and I have two little girls and a 14-year-old boy. There's a lot of things that I'm, my wife, actually, we talked about this today while we were eating lunch. She's a helicopter mom. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff that she wouldn't let them even see or hear. So I you know, we're just.
I don't like being called out.
She just said she doesn't like being called a helicopter mom.
That's one of the things she doesn't go for. So hey, now we know.
My kids call her that all the time. It's hilarious. But
They should get one of those helicopter sounds on their phones, and every time they see her coming, just start playing it.
what something happened one time before we moved to this house. We were doing something, and the kids were out doing something, and she started getting on to them and getting on to me for letting them do it. And I just took off my shirt and I just started waving it above my head and running over to them. She didn't think that was very funny at all.
I can imagine not.
But
I'll let Tanner in.
But anyway, well, I'll let you guys get back to your day, and I really appreciate you guys hopping over here. As quick as it went live, the chat started filling up. I really appreciate everybody.
Saturday's a good time to go. It's like Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. But there's not a lot of lives on Saturdays.
Really?
I mean, like sometimes we go line dancing on Saturdays, but if you'll go through and look, I mean, there's not a whole lot of people that go live. If they do, it's at different times. So you know, if you want to go like say 5 or 6 o'clock, you know, because most people don't go on for hours. Most people they might do 30 minutes to an hour, and that's usually about the most that a lot of people do. I mean, like mine is different because I'm teaching something and doing something. So I mean, I usually do a minimum of 2 hours, but that's once a week. So I mean, I'm trying to cram 2 shows into one. But even when I did 2 shows, I was doing 2 hours each. But because it's a teaching, it's an outreach. It's not a hey, look at show up and come look at me. That's not what I do on the help. It's not about y'all. But most people only go on for an hour. But when we go line dance, it's 3 hours. And people come and go. We don't expect people to stay the whole time. That's the whole point is to enjoy it in your leisure. Like Josh, he said he'll just put it on. Skinner Farms, he'll just put it on and let it play to help us with watch time, and he'll go on his day. You know, or some people will tote us around in their pocket when they go do their yard chores and stuff, just to hear the music while they're out doing whatever that is they're doing in the yard. I mean,
yeah. Well, that's
it's one of those things that you don't expect. Your numbers will go like this. You'll when you first pop on, everybody will pop on to kind of see what's going on. And then you'll kind of hit a peak, and then people will start dropping off. But then the longer you on, it'll come back up.
Yeah. Well, and like the other day, whenever you were on the help desk, I was helping my daughters because they had riding lessons, and I just had my earbuds in, or I may have had my phone on speaker, just put it in my pocket while I was helping my middle daughter because she was doing something, and then we started driving, and I was like, well, because all the kids and everybody was in the car. It's like, well, I'll just hop back on when I get back to the house, and that's when I started talking to you on there.
So that's why I say you're doing about an hour. You'll probably do like an hour. Most people do an hour. If you used to hop on like 5 or 6 or even at 7 o'clock and run an hour, you're fine. But I mean, I think there's a few that go live around 7 in our circle kind of deal. So you may be people may kind of pop in and pop out, and pop in and pop out. But I mean, if you say 4 or 5, what you consider mid-afternoon, evening kind of deal, 2 to 5, 2 to 6, somewhere in there for an hour. There's not a whole lot going on that, it would probably be a good window to target. Like some people do during the day, but I mean, there's only certain people that can do a live during the day because people got jobs, people got kids. People have kids, that. But if you can do something at like 10 o'clock in most mornings, there's not a whole lot on in the morning time.
Yeah, well, and like together, Glenn and
Jessica, yeah,
they do theirs. I wish they did theirs in the a little bit more in the afternoon, just so I could actually really focus because they had the other day they had someone on, I can't remember, and it was I really wanted to sit and watch it, but I had to go do some work, and I really wish I could have stayed in the live the whole time. But I went back and ended up watching it. But,
right.
But
So
it is what it is.
you
gotta
find a
work around-
time that works for you. We talked about that
Yeah.
too. You like, what's a good time? Don't worry about stepping on our toes or stepping on Wendy's toes or whatever. You've got to do what works for you, and people will come. And you'll notice, like between lives, like lives will end, and then you'll have an influx of newer people come in. So it really, you could almost start on a half hour because most people start theirs on a whole hour. So they'll start at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. But if you was to say start yours on like 6:30, and you'll see people kind of leave at 7, but then you may get some new people come in after 7 because of lives that end at 7 o'clock.
Yeah. Well,
So
and see,
you
that's,
kind of play with it that way.
that's one of the reasons why we do 7:30 on Thursdays. I do a live then
talking to
because I always try to put a video out on Sundays because it seems to work the best for me. And then Thursdays, so I just started doing a live on Thursdays because I hadn't had a whole lot of time to record videos.
Right.
So we started doing the lives, and
This is the bacon.
the girls, my daughters just absolutely love it because then they get people in the chat and they'll get going and talking to the girls, and then so
Yeah.
the girls really enjoyed it. And then you had Josh and Randy, Randy from Missouri Outlaw, and then Joshua Skinner Farms. They coaxed my wife in to actually hop over here on the live 2 weeks ago, and we got her back in it.
It's for carrying airplanes.
We got her back in it
Anytime, don't.
last
Good.
weekend. So
Anytime.
And it's good to do it together as a family. You're saying like your channel's a Hendrix Family Farm. I mean, it's good to see the family interact. Even as funny as it is seeing everybody having their phone in front of them while they're all together on the couch, I thought was kind of funny. But
well, they were all looking at comments.
Right, but I said that they're seeing the comments, but seeing everybody together, I think that's what's good because you're able to piece things together, and people like to see that. Like people was telling us because for a while Casey did the videos by herself. She, it's Booster County. When she started, I was like, "This is your thing," because I was going to college full time and I was taking the kids and then helping their homework and trying to do my stuff. I was like, I did not have time to help like I should, but I was like, you do it. And then there was a couple of lives, or we started going live. People was like, well, why don't you do more? Why don't you show up more in the lives? And in her videos, I'm like, I never really thought about it because it was kind of her thing, to me. But then people say they enjoy seeing our banter back and forth, and it makes a world of difference. One, if you got a second person with you, then you sitting there talking for an hour by yourself. You feel like literally talking to yourself, other than reading chat. But I mean, it feels like you're talking to yourself. But if you've got somebody with you that you can kind of banter off of, like Wendy had Jeff was in there with her the other day when I hopped on for a little bit, but he was in there, and it makes a world of difference when you can look to that person, to in agreement or something like that, because then people see that on the camera and they want to see that interaction with the family. They want to see, because some people don't have that interaction. Some people are missing that, or some people have lost loved ones or whatever, and that's what they want to see.
Yeah.
So you did it right. You did it right.
That's one of the reasons why, we always, the reason I don't know if I've talked about it very often, but Landon is the reason why I have the YouTube channel. My oldest, I asked him one time what he wanted to do when he got older. And he was like, I want to do YouTube. I was like, well, start recording stuff, And then he kind of is like, well, I don't. What's everybody going to think? I don't care. You shouldn't care. You'll never do anything in life if you do that. And so I actually recorded a video. My wife did it on her iPhone, and she didn't even hold it, sideways. It was like this. Our first video. It was horrible. And
I'm bad about that.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is. If now pretty much all I use is my Canon M50. Or
right. That's what we film with that. That's what we use in the house when we're looking for stable stuff. But when we go out and about or like dancing or something, I really don't want to set up that Canon M50 and somebody knock it over or trip on it or the cost is not even close between our cheap phones, because we just have like $300 phones and that's it. But I mean, it's different when I got to replace this whole freaking camera, and plus whatever happened to be on the footage wise that I lost.
Yeah.
So when we go dance or we go out, we use our phones on a tripod. But when we're home and she's in the kitchen or we're in the garden or we're out in the garage working on whatever it is we're working on, we're using the Canon M50.
Yeah, well, the reason why I went with the Canon M50, hang on a second. So the Canon M50 works really well for me because the GoPro, with the wind we have here in Oklahoma, because we live, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Oklahoma. We live close to Stillwater, Oklahoma, which is flat, and the wind.
No, when we went to Tulsa, it was bad. It was like that wind was bad when we come out in Tulsa when we went to that shoot day meetup.
Yeah, I wish we could have went to that. We just didn't work out. But so that's why I went with the Canon M50, just for the little sock here.
And blocker thing, yeah, the sock.
And I really like the camera. I really want to get a different lens. Like I've been looking at quite a few lenses.
We have two, but I look until I see the prices, and then you're like, no, they like their lenses more than I want that lens.
Yeah, that's why I haven't bought another lens either. So, and my wife just said because I haven't let you.
There you go. Well, it's like Casey would like some too, but I've looked at some because we saw some like in Best Buy that they had in the display case, which is rare anyway, because almost nowhere carries those kind of camera lenses anymore because of the cost.
Yeah.
But you have to get an adapter to up or down it, to a lens. We got the little starter small lens that it only expands very little, but I mean it's pretty much for close.
Yeah, the 45.
It was a starter.
I think it's probably the same one that I have on here.
I think so. It only extends out maybe an inch or so, and that's it.
Yeah, like
Maybe a little over an inch. Yeah, that one. That's the one we got.
yeah.
But we would like to get one that's a little more of a telephoto lens for a little bit further shots, but they like them way too much. I can't bring myself to bite that off yet.
Yeah, well, I can't either. But I did find some. I would have bought one, but my wife, she's like, no. So I didn't buy it. But there's like I bought my camera. I bought it from Canon, and they have a refurbished deal. I found a link on someone's page. I started talking to them.
Bye, Josh.
Bye, Josh.
Where's Josh? Leaving?
Yeah, he has to go. But so this camera,
Hi, Josh.
if you would catch it, even on sale, I think the best price was like $700 right thereabouts.
Yeah.
It's the Canon M50 Mark II, but that one I got for $499 with the lens, and I even bought 2 extra batteries for it. It was $499.
Amazon's got a pretty good deal. We've got just the Canon M50 EOS, the mirrorless, and I found a deal on Amazon that come with actually it's this one right here. It's a dual charger. Yeah, dual charger, and it came with 2 extra batteries. The BM Premium.
This one?
Yeah. Shoot, that is a lifesaver right there. I bought 2 of them. So I bought 2 of them, and it come with 2 extra batteries. So we got 4 batteries plus the one that goes in the camera, because when you're out, I mean, those batteries seem like zip to them bad boys when you're, especially if you're outside in the heat or something like that. That battery, or in the cold.
Yeah.
Either way, those batteries don't last. So, being able to charge 2 at a time and having 5 batteries, you're good to go.
Well, I have noticed though the Canon batteries seem to last longer. Hey, Randy, the Canon batteries seem to last about twice as long as the batteries that came with this one. They have the blue writing on them or something like that.
Yeah.
They seem to last about twice. The Canon batteries seem to last about twice as long.
They are bigger. if you look at the ratings on them or what storage is, there is a size difference between the stock battery and what you get from this one. But these, we mainly only use the extra batteries we got. We've never hardly even used the other ones because as soon as she pops them off, she sets them on my desk, and then when I see them, I'll pop them in the charger. So I'm keeping her, stocked up, so she shouldn't run out. If she runs out, then one, I'm slacking or something, because I try to keep her fully charged. I never know what to take.
Did you see what Brenda wrote down there? Redmond's Farm. When you remember to bring the batteries.
Yes, we did go one time and we forgot the batteries. And one time we were going to do a live and we forgot to bring the camera, like in the phone. She was going to go live on her phone, and at the time, she was the only one that I could access her account because it's her account on her phone, and I've got mine on mine for Mr. Boot. So it's totally separate. But we've since remedied that, so I can get into hers and she can get into mine. There's nothing to hide anyway. So I mean, there's no reason why that shouldn't have already been done. But so if there's a live issue or a schedule live or get in a live, either in YouTube or in StreamYard, because there's a good thing. Oh, it's a concert. Yeah, that's right, Brenda.
So there's a couple times.
Yeah, it's fully charged. But hey, I was so mad because I ended up with a copyright strike, and that's like hardcore stuff. Right? That's like you get 3 of those, they'll shut your account down.
Oh yeah. I had the only thing I had. I did a short for TikTok or something, or a video for TikTok, and I put it on there, and I didn't think about the music, and then I got a deal for that. But since then,
that's a copyright claim.
Yeah,
copyright claims. We on Boots and Bandit, we get copyright claims like people eat M&Ms. Like that's no big deal for us because all a copyright claim is, it says you don't own this music, you can't monetize this video, which you're small enough it doesn't matter. And I'm not saying that degradingly. I'm saying people don't think about it when they get copyright claims when they're small. But once you hit your 1K and you get your 4K hours and you get monetized, if you don't deal with those copyright claims as you're working your way up to that monetization, then you have to go backwards and then go back and fix all that stuff, or you'll never be able to monetize those videos. So it's best to do it as you go. But a claim just says you don't own this right, this music, this studio does, this artist does, or whoever. They contacted us and said that is our stuff, not yours. So you cannot monetize it. We'll instead take that money and send it to them. So they're just saying, I'm not paying you, I'm paying somebody else. But a copyright claim is no big deal. If you get a copyright strike, that means they think you flagrantly showed somebody else's stuff and then try to pass it off as your own, which that is not what I did. I literally filmed the whole concert, 3.5 hours of it until my phone died. But that was not my fault. Literally 3.5 hours straight to me live streaming that concert. But it was the Garth Brooks concert in Nashville, and they found my video or whatever, and then they said no, I didn't have the right to produce it or whatever, and they took it down. I couldn't even download it. It's gone. They just wiped it. And then I got this big red box on my YouTube now. It says active copyright strike.
Huh.
But I mean, you can. They tell you if you go through a class, it's a little stupid 6-minute retarded cartoon video. I shouldn't say retarded. Annoyingly childish cartoon, and then you have to answer like 6 or 7 multiple choice questions. And if you get it right, which you can, you're really, really something's wrong with you. But then it says, okay, that strike will fall off in 90 days. So it's not like you're stuck with them like forever. So once you get one, if you wait 90 days, you don't try to pass off somebody's stuff, or you don't go to a whole bunch of concerts and stream it, blah, blah, blah. Then it'll fall off. But if not, you can only pile up 3, and they will close your account. Like your channel and everything, you'll lose the whole thing. So I'm like, I don't go to that many concerts, so I think I'm all right. But it was and I used it as a teaching thing. So there on one of the help desk, I covered the copyright strike because people were asking me, what is it? You know, I got a pop-up message, and I think I'm in trouble, but it's just a copyright claim. And if you hover over it, it'll just tell you so and so claims the material. We'll pay them and not you, so which is fine.
Well, then you can actually. I actually fixed it. I just went to the editor, the YouTube editor that they have, and then I just muted it, and then I just added new music to it. And actually, I added the exact same music to it on YouTube that was on TikTok, and it was okay.
I think they were more probably hitting you because it probably had the TikTok emblem in the corner.
Well, it's still on there.
I know that there were a lot of people were getting hit for the copyright deal because of the TikTok emblem in the corner.
It could. I mean, it could be, but it said for the music because it said on the note that it was for music or something along those lines. It was audio content.
Well, that'll be the music then, or
yeah,
or someone else could have flagged it and turned it in and trying to claim your stuff, or hey, that's TikTok, that's not original. Because a lot of stuff people will try to say that stuff's not original if it's not new. But like if you're taking it from TikTok, put it over here, technically that's not new content,
right?
In a way, because if you go to subtitles. And one of the menus of subtitles for YouTube to generate subtitles for you, you have to select, is this never been created? Is this new content? Or, is this been done before? Because that's how they'll classify it when they do those subtitles.
Never aired on TV.
Yeah, well, so I didn't. Wendy, what did you say?
The one that says something about that it's never even been aired on TV.
Yeah, never aired on TV. Yeah, that's right.
But
I didn't.
I've got to bow out, guys.
You
Jeff got done barbecuing some chicken. So,
Ooh, that sounds good.
so
You gonna bring us a plate up here?
Right?
meet you halfway.
Well, bye, Wendy. Tell Hunter I said hello.
I will, babe.
Bye, Wendy.
Thank you. Bye, hun.
Yeah, I would just kind of, I don't know.
So you can't go to a concert and stream the music?
Apparently not. He got a strike for it. Nina was just asking the exact same thing that you just got in talking about.
Yeah, well, what it was when Casey and I both filmed at the concert. Now, when I filmed, one, it was the other artist, but I mean, that's not what they hit me for. They hit me for not the opening acts. They hit me for the actual Garth Brooks singing his own material, which I don't get the point of that, because if a band plays a Garth Brooks song, then it's considered a cover because they're playing someone else's material, and we can put that on our lives all day long. Like when we go dance and stuff, we don't get hit for the band playing the song. But during the break, when the band's not playing and they play the original content from the original singer, that's when we get hit. Then for those copyright claims, and then they'll say you can't monetize it, and then we just go back and trim it out. It's no big deal. It's just the people that watch it live get to enjoy it at the time.
Yeah.
But what I got hit for at the concert was only the period from when Garth Brooks was singing Garth Brooks stuff. Now, Casey started filming towards the end when he was doing basically covers of like George Strait songs, and I think he did a Journey song, and he did somebody else. When he just does the little sing around at the end, but he's basically doing covers of other people's work. Hers didn't get hit with a copyright. Mine did, and I lost my whole video. I lost 3.5 hours of footage.
Yeah, and the watch time hours.
And the watch time, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people popped on. There were some people that, Jesse at Lazy Day, said it was the best free concert he ever paid for.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of people stay down the whole time. They're like, "Well, did you download it?" I'm like, "No," because that was Saturday night, and by Monday it was gone. Like literally, we were out of town. We came in late, Sunday evening, so I wouldn't have been able to download it till Monday, and by Monday it was gone.
So I seen there was, I don't remember who it was. They scheduled a live for yesterday, and it was taken down. It was flagged for something, and
That was Amanda. That was Bare Bones. Now,
yeah.
I did watch her follow. I didn't catch the live at the time when the original. I didn't catch the original live that she was talking about. I did catch her premiere that she did where she was talking about the live being taken down for spam, and that she couldn't appeal it. I don't know. I would try to appeal that either way. I haven't got to talk to her yet, but that's going to be one of two things. Either somebody turned her in, and this is my thought. The way she holds the baby, and I'm not knocking, I'm just being straight. Like, even the computer, there's a computer runs through and checks the videos. A computer is the first thing. And sometimes if you'll watch some of the copyrights you get hit with or something like that, you can see where your videos were checked. And sometimes it'll be auto checked, and sometimes it'll say manually checked. Manually checked means a human actually laid eyes on it. Of course, everybody's getting paid a minimum wage or whatever, so I can't say how accurate even that's going to be. But it does make a difference, because when they hit you for copyrights in music, a computer is checking the feed, and it's coming up saying, "Hey, we've been told this is not theirs. This is somebody else's, red flag." And that's where the copyright claim comes from.
But it was
spam.
But it was spam.
Right, now, spam, you can report something as spam. I can go and report your video for spam. And initially, a lot of times, they'll go ahead and immediately take it down as a default to try to limit something that's not supposed to be. One, that they shouldn't do that just so flagrantly. Like, if I say it's spam, I think it should be a manual view to make sure it's okay. But I'm wondering if it's not either automatic or somebody reported her spam for the way she holds her baby, thinking that she's nursing live.
But
even though she's not, and you can tell she's not by somebody watching the video, she's literally, the baby's head's not under anything. Yeah, of course she has the baby in a sling. But some people may think that maybe she's trying to nurse on her live, which is not the case.
Well, even if that was the case, you see what some of these people wear. There's nothing wrong with someone breastfeeding their kid,
right?
But the same people are going to be the ones that are going to be out there in a bikini top with as small amount of clothing on as possible are going to be the ones that report it. It just makes no sense to me.
Right. And then she had said that, which I don't know, I didn't corroborate what she said, but she had said that Justin Rhodes had posted on his community post that he got hit with the same thing, a spam, and it was a video that had his children in it. But I don't get it, because that's two total different things, because Justin's kids are older.
Well, they have the younger baby.
But not where they're toting them around like nursing him all the time. Not saying she's nursing, but like not toting them around all the time. But they're on the back, not the front.
Yeah.
That's where I'm thinking maybe there's an issue with that. Then there's two different cases there. So I don't know, but and then I'm interested to see, because she did that premiere or that live again, same settings, holding the baby the same way. So I'm really interested to see if that gets hit with anything, because that was overnight. That almost like somebody reported it and then YouTube pulled it down. But for what reason, I don't get it, because I love Amanda. I watch her stuff, and I've seen her on Chuck's. I've seen her on Glenn and Jessica Gather Together Homestead. And never have I seen anything that I would even think would be spam. There's tons of stuff that people do that I've seen that I would think would warrant a spam report, but not her.
What do you identify as spam, though?
Spam is some. there was an actual definition. I did see that. Hang on, let me see. I did look that up.
Hello, Kettle Kitchen. Thanks for coming in here. I was over at your live when I accidentally hit the go live button because I was trying to figure out StreamYard.
Me too, Tony. I was over there too. Video spam says content that is excessively posted, repetitive, or untargeted and does one or more of the following. Promises viewers they'll see something, but instead directs them off-site somewhere else, gets clicks, views, or traffic off YouTube by promising viewers that they'll make money fast. And she did none of those. So, I mean, that really makes no sense why that she was turned, or why we got marked as spam.
Well, I mean, I didn't get to see the live. I just seen the how she, was talking about it getting taken down, and she said that it was pretty well the same. I wish I would have made it to the live, but I didn't. But she said it was pretty well the same content style that she was doing in the live. So I didn't see anything that warranted it to be taken down.
Me either. Another thing I see right here, it says, what happens if you get reported for spam on YouTube? It says, once this occurs, so basically someone reported it, a user is not allowed to access or even create additional YouTube accounts. Users with numerous violations against guidelines or the site's terms can be terminated. If a video is reported for severe abuse, such as predatory behavior, an account can be terminated immediately. So it sounds like somebody reported it for whatever reason. I don't know if somebody just has something against her or what, but I mean, she's a great person. I don't know why anybody would have anything to even say against her.
Right.
Let's see. Janice said, I was in her live and there was nothing different than the way we see her in every other video. So I don't get the point either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or Justin Rose, because I mean, his kids are in a lot of his videos. So
Yeah,
I mean, if it's a kid issue, they're going to go back and flag all his videos. I mean, if that's the case, he'll lose everything.
Well,
I mean, if you want to look at it the same way.
Yeah, I mean, if they did it, if that was the case, my kids are in 99% of the videos.
And ours too. We go dancing, and there's kids there, and then, I mean, it could be a lot of things. But I mean, I don't get that. I've wondered. I saw that, and I did watch her premiere, and I was very concerning because one, she didn't do anything about it, but the fact that she couldn't even appeal it, I mean, that was real sketchy to me. It almost like she said, it was a glitch in a way because she couldn't even appeal it to anybody. I mean, it's like there was no walking it back. It was what it was, and that I don't think that's fair to her. I mean, without giving her a full explanation or something kind of explanation other than saying it was reported as spam. That's not fair to Amanda.
Yeah, I don't know. So I do have another question while I got you on here. So when I set up this video, it didn't ask me anywhere on StreamYard because I set it up through StreamYard.
Yeah.
Where you have to be a
subscriber or all that.
Yeah.
That's a YouTube setting.
Okay. That's I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So when you normally you set up a StreamYard live, so as soon as you set it up, it sends a thing over to YouTube, says, "Hey, I've got permission. I need to schedule this live." And YouTube's going to say, "Okay, yeah, you have access. Set it up." And so they'll go through and they'll set it up. So and it's immediate. So as soon as you do it, and they'll say the little thing will spin, and then it pops up and shows you, scheduled live on such date. You go straight over to YouTube, go to Studio, and then you have uploads and you have live tabs at the top. So click on live, and then the one at the top will be the one you just made, and then edit it. Hit the pencil, go in and edit it. You go down the left-hand side to customization. It'll look like some speakers or something on the left-hand side. And then that's where subscribers will be. That's where the slow chat's going to be. And the subscriber thing is not a big deal. Some people will want to fuss about it and whine about it, but it's going to pretty much almost guarantee you won't have a troll.
Yeah.
I won't say 100%, but we've had one person, but they were a subscriber. So, that was somebody took the time. This wasn't no troll. This was somebody jacking with us, so to speak. But not since we've started doing subscribers only, we haven't had trolls.
Yeah. So since you just are doing subscribers only, you're pretty well doing them all on YouTube then, unless you're pulling someone up.
You can do- Say that again.
So, because I couldn't find where it said subscribers only. That's
on YouTube. So once you schedule it on StreamYard, it sends it to YouTube. Then you go in YouTube
Oh.
to Studio. That's where you're gonna do the settings, because those are
Right.
YouTube settings, not StreamYard settings. Because YouTube is gonna StreamYard has settings for what it sends to YouTube, but then YouTube's gonna have settings for what it does with the video, what it does with the chat, what it does with that. Those are all YouTube things. So that does, and like if you was to make moderators, making moderators, all that stuff has to be done on YouTube, because those are YouTube functions. Those are YouTube designations, because they're the ones that say, yes, this is a moderator. No, this is not a moderator. StreamYard is just your audio and video feed to YouTube, but everything else is YouTube settings. So you have to, that's why I try to say, get in the habit of streaming, schedule a live on StreamYard and immediately go to YouTube, change those settings, and then hit save, and then you know you're good. So when it comes time, you don't have to watch it, or you don't have to worry about a mod being on to, watch the trolls, because it's like they search for live stuff just because. We used to have a bunch. I mean, a bunch, and Brenda would be getting a workout, and Jesse and some of the other ones, and Josh at Skinner Farms. I mean, we would go dance, and of course we're on the dance floor. We can't sit there and watch the screen to watch for trolls, and they would get like a full on workout. But
Well, that's why they're so good at being moderators.
Well, how do you play with kids?
my daughter Emma.
I have a daughter, Emma, too.
Oh, his daughter's name Emma too.
My youngest,
One of his daughters.
the youngest one.
Right. Yeah, it was tough. Some night. Yeah, Brenda was talking about how bad it was. So, yeah, you really want to have the mods are good, but if you do the subscribers only, drop it. It defaults to 5 minutes. So go ahead and drop it down to a minute. If someone subscribe, if they come in and they want to chat, they hit subscribe. A minute's not that long to sit there and wait. I mean, they're going to read the chat, have fun, mingle, whatever. And then by the time they do that, it's time that they can post anyway.
Yeah. Well, and so then there's a guy I watch. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not. His name is the Reef Robber. His name's Earl. That's his real name. But he makes everybody a moderator.
I don't do that.
So can moderators do?
Moderators can hide people. Moderators can delete comments. Moderators, like if someone comes in and they don't like them, they can sit there and hide them and make it where nobody sees them. And then you just lost chat opportunities. You just lost subscribers, because they can unsubscribe and leave. I mean, you only need. There's a couple ways to go about that. Like people that use Nightbot defaults to not tagging being restricting moderators and above, which is the owner. So whoever the owner is, you. And if I was a moderator for you, and then but they talk about the links and don't spam and don't do these things. When Nightbot is sitting there checking the chat, it's not going to hit me because I'm a moderator. But you can default, you can change those in the settings, which I covered that in one of my help desks too. I did a full Nightbot setup. So if you want to use it's a chat bot. It screens the chat. You can let it drop links. You can have it do the weather. People can put weather in their location, and it'll drop the weather for that location. I mean, it can do that, but I mean, mods, you only need 4 to 5 mods. That or whoever's going to consistently show up for your lives. You need people that you trust to do it. That you can be able to sit back and you can run the show. And every so often you might need to interject and post a link, or if there's no mod's not on here, or if the mod's on their phone and they can't really get to it or something at the time, you might need to help them out and post a link. That's why I I use two screens when we do ours on Boots and Bounty and on the help desk. I have the chat on one, and then I'll have like another Chrome window open on the other window. And that way I can do all my pulling up videos, queuing up videos, pulling up a website or whatever on the side. Then you just go down to share and window, and then you can share the other screen.
So,
But no, I know quite a few channels that do the whole make everybody a mod thing, but is it really a special thing if you make everybody a mod? I mean, yes, the mod can drop their own links, because if you set your YouTube up to not allow links, which means somebody can't put a spam link in your chat and then somebody click on it by accident and get infected. I mean, you don't want everybody to post whatever what they want to. Because it may not be kid friendly, it may not be appropriate, it may not be PG-13 or whatever rating you want to run your chat at. It may not be appropriate.
right.
Whereas you've got moderators, and moderators can post links, even with that YouTube setting. If that YouTube don't allow links is clicked, but you have mods can post links. That's the whole point. That it's the people that you follow, people that you trust do, and you can revoke them. It's not once you become a mod, it's forever. It is, you have access as a mod as long as the channel holder allows.
Yeah.
But no, me personally, I would not make everybody and their mama a mod on my channel, because it's unnecessary.
Yeah, well, he doesn't make everybody a mod. You like have to be consistently going to his lives and stuff before he does. Like, it took probably 4 or 5, but if you watch the chat, everything over there is just moderator, has a little wrench on it, and it's like,
yeah, and that can be excessive when somebody new comes in, because like somebody that's really new, they might be like, well, why do I have a wrench? What, then you could almost cause an issue with some people, and some people can take advantage of the situation. Just like some people that have Nightbot set up and the drop thing about dropping their link, they can abuse that if you don't watch it, because they can constantly hit drop, and the lowest you can set it, the drop feature, the cooldown is 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, that person could just sit there and hit drop, and the only thing you see Nightbot doing is dropping their link over and over again. Not saying that's a widespread issue, but somebody could. Versus your mods doing it, and the mods are going to usually post the link once. So when a person comes in, or if you have somebody on panel like this, they may every so often post, Mr. Boots and Bounty's link. And then you on YouTube, if you have that pulled up, you can go out beside it, hit the 3 dots beside that chat, and you can tie it to the top. So everybody comes in, that chat stays at the very top. It doesn't disappear.
Okay. So you have a video for Nightbot then too?
Yeah.
I think?
I got a live chat where we went through and did a full setup, from logging into it to connecting it to your account to doing the chat, the commands for it, and all the tabs, what it does, what it allows, what it doesn't allow, and show you the different every tab that's in there. We spent a whole 2 hours on it one night. Okay. And the only thing was I did have one typo in the drop command, but there's another one later on where it says Nightbot again, and that's where I fixed that typo.
Okay. 6 Acres Farm said hello, Stephen, and Farm and Rescue. Sorry. Hello, Stephen.
Hey, Linda. How you doing, Linda? That's Linda, 6 Acres Farm and Rescue.
I think I'm a subscriber to them. Like I said, I try.
There's a lot to keep up with. I mean, there's so many. It's almost, and the way YouTube unsubs you, that's hard to keep up with as well.
Well,
I'm pretty sure I subscribed to you, but I don't know what happened.
Well, it's kind of, I was pretty pumped. I was almost to 370, and then I woke up the next morning, 350. I'm like, what happened? Yeah.
But when was that? Recently?
Yeah, Friday.
I would watch. You'll probably get about half of those back.
Well, I'm hoping so.
And the thing is, a lot of those Well, you get a surge. One, if you get a big surge, YouTube thinks something's not legit, so they're going to turn around and try to take them out, and then they're going to go back and review them. Like if somebody comes in and a bunch of people just hit subscribe but they don't comment, they're gone. You're not getting us.
Well, and that's
And
what
all
I
it
try to
is
do.
was temporarily inflates you. That it's not fair to you as the channel that you, especially when you're close to like 400 or 500 or those big milestones. Which I mean, every sub is a milestone to me.
Right. Yeah.
Every 5, every 10.
Every
If there's
one.
somebody else that wants to follow you, that's huge.
Yeah. I have more people in my subscribers than I have in my town. So, I mean, I was telling that to my kids the other day, and they're like, "Are you serious, Dad?" I was like, "Yeah, there's not even 400 people in the town that we live in." So
That's funny.
I volunteer for the town. I help the park board, so they're building an arena, and I graduated from Glencoe, the town that I live in, and so I was up there doing a deal, and someone from the Stillwater News Press came up, and they were asking a bunch of questions if we graduated from the school and everything, and I was like, yeah, and they're like, do you have any social media links? And I was like, no, I don't. I didn't want to put it on there, and then
Why not?
well, it's just one of those things. I hadn't been doing it very long, so I didn't have very many subscribers or anything like that. It was just kind of.
But that could have been a line to a bunch of people that read that article or whatever that you may gain some, you might not have. I mean, but
I could.
Those kind of opportunities going forward, you need to take those opportunities and slap it in there.
Hindsight's always 20/20. So it's pretty neat. A lot of people ask me how I make time for a lot of the things that I do, because with that, and then I help. We put on rodeos and stuff up there now. It's just like, I don't know how I have time to even breathe, let alone help at another event. Hey, Emma. My Emma's out there playing wiffle ball with her brother and her cousin and her sister.
We were just on the football.
They were just
Anyway,
on the football around.
Yeah.
The leftovers out whenever you get done.
Joe, you already?
Logan won't let me eat.
Why?
Because every time I try to come to eat, he's like, you just ate.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
6 acres.
You don't have to eat all the time.
I don't eat all.
I think it was Linda, 6 Acres Farm and Rescue.
Yeah, that's Linda.
Linda. So I started watching. I can't remember which one now, and now every time that I subscribe to somebody, I go to one of their shorts or a video. I like it, subscribe, and try to leave a comment on everybody that I do. So hopefully it sticks.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're all right. But yeah, I can't really.
I don't have to do anything.
It's kind of weird doing it on here instead of YouTube, because you can normally see some other things you can't see on here.
Yeah.
Hello, I was just watching you a minute ago.
He was watching Tony's
It's the
live.
light.
Oh,
He was playing with StreamYard by accident. He hit to go live. So then
Oh, they were live.
then he's like, okay. And then people started coming in. He's like, well, okay, we're here. That's Casey at Boots and Bounty.
Yeah.
That's Mrs. Boots
How
and
are you
Bounty.
doing, Casey?
I am woe out.
This is Logan, our son. He's 9.
Hello, Logan.
He's little boots for what he says. And then of course, that's Emma.
Hey, Emma. Again.
So
Hi
that's
again.
our group.
Yeah, I
Well,
just got all of the spring garden is out except for the cabbage and the beets, and everything for the summer is in. I did it all today.
You could have came and started my garden, because I still don't have it in.
No. You start a garden in the fall. You don't start it mid-season.
Well, I actually did all the prep work in the fall.
Oh, good.
But time just did not work out for me this year, so I didn't get it in. And it's been extremely dry here.
Tony said, "Hey, Carl Perkins."
Logan dressed up as Carl Perkins at his school for Tennessee Day because they were doing famous Tennesseans, and Logan got to dress up as Carl Perkins.
I guess I don't know who Carl.
He's the original one that recorded Blue Suede Shoes
For Elvis
before.
Presley.
No, he recorded it before Elvis did, but Elvis is the one that is known for it, but he was not the originator of that song.
Okay. I think I know that. I think I remember that now. My grandma was a huge Elvis and old music fan.
Yeah.
So anytime my kids would go over, I guess I had some tape stuck to my finger because when I went live, I had to take the tape off of my camera, and I've been trying to get it off this whole time, and I just now finally did. But yeah, so my grandma though, she loved old music, all genres, and then it was just kind of one of those things that kind of stick with me. So now when we're in their car, I always listen to old music, and then I ask the kids who it is, and they're like, I don't know who this is, Dad. Well, figure it out, and you can take.
We're listening to it, and you just keep jamming them.
My kids usually do know who the old people are.
Well,
We listen so much to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting. Now, my oldest one's 14, so he kind of. You put some like older country on, he'll probably get it. But you put some old rock on there, and he's like, no, I don't know who this is.
I try to keep them around it either way, so it wouldn't. I download a lot of music because when we go dance or when we dance here at the house, I'll just stream it off my phone, which we have Amazon Music. So, and I got Bluetooth in my car, so I was like, I'm not paying for satellite radio. I can do that and listen to whatever I want to when I want to. So that's what I do. But so when we pick the kids up in the afternoon coming home from school, or it's usually just in the afternoon, I'll let it play all. So you never know what we're going to hear. Well, you might hear some hip hop stuff from the 90s. You may hear some stuff from the 50s as rock and roll.
Bluegrass.
You may hear some bluegrass in there. You may hear some 80s, 90s country. And they get used to hearing it. When it comes on, they're able to sing along with it. And, a lot of times they know who it is.
Yeah. Well,
just from repetition.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite songs is Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Blue on Black. And when the first time I turned it on, my kid was like sitting there like, oh, yeah, this is a good song, Dad. And then he played it for some of his friends, and his friends were like, this is an old song. And my boy's like, that's the first time I heard it. It came out when I was probably 14. When maybe not 14. Kenny Wayne Shepherd, he's not very old. But I really
he may be now.
Well, I don't know how old he is. I'd have to look it up. But yeah.
That could be a quiz for later for your kids.
Yeah.
How old is he now? Then let that be a quiz.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave y'all to it. I've got to.
Yeah, I think so you too.
I'm tired. My feet.
He was gonna wrap it up like an hour ago.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
but then he had questions while he had me on here, so it's kind of been.
Well, like after we got off our live, we sat there and talked for like 45 more minutes, and we lost Tony. So the other four of us just kept talking behind scenes. Tony was in and out with the internet. And then he finally comes back about the last 10 minutes. The internet was perfect. He did not lag. The video quality was great. And I'm like, why couldn't you have that during your live?
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know where this was whenever we went live. But we were sitting there talking for 45 minutes, mostly without Tony behind the scenes.
That's his live.
Well, I was watching it, and he was starting to, like at the beginning, it was pretty good. And then it slowly started getting worse and worse. And then I was like, I had two screens going here, one for watching him and while I was doing the StreamYard thing. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, I'm live.
Yeah. Brenda said she laughs now because her girls were young. They hated country music, but now they listen to it.
Yeah.
And it's funny or how you may have listened to something, then you grew away from it, and now you've done come back to it. And that's the way we are, as country and rock. And, I like the different stuff. It depends on the beats, but it depends on what you're doing. If you're walking, if you're doing yard work, you just want some little upbeat pump music kind of stuff, you'll put that on. But I don't want to limit to just one thing, Yeah,
Brenda, Tony is here. It's that my biggest thing. It has to have a good.
Hey, Tony.
It has to have a good vocals. Like necessarily like a good singer, but it has to tell a good story. I don't like songs that are very repetitive. I like
Right.
that's why a lot of the country music a lot of people can connect to, because country music tells a story. Joey, Trayton's grandpa's on here. Yes, I will, man. I promise. My
Maybe you
wife
should,
is-
Linda. That sounds good, Linda.
What did she say? I didn't see it.
Maybe she should drag out her old records and do a video on them.
Yeah, that'd be a good video. Well, I do have to get off here. I told my kids I
Yeah.
played wiffle ball with them. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody coming in the test live here. And I really appreciate you, Stephen, for hopping on here and helping and talking through some problems that I had.
Oh, not a problem. I'll send you an email with my number and stuff. And if you need to, just text me, and then we can get together on when we can do a Google Meet thing to look at your YouTube stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.
All right, y'all too. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Gotta figure out how to get off of here.